It's just a game. That's what someone said to you once. Maybe after you spent 3 hours glued to a screen, heart pounding, barely breathing. Maybe after you couldn't sleep because your team lost. Maybe after you snapped at someone who dared to change the channel. It's just a game, but you know it didn't feel like that. It never does. You felt that specific tension, the kind that sits in your chest before the final play, the way time slows down, the way your hands go cold, and then the crash. Either the explosion of joy so overwhelming you laugh and cry at the same time, or that quiet devastation that follows you into the next day like a shadow. People who don't feel it think something is wrong with you, but here's what they don't understand. Nothing is wrong with you. This was never really about the sport at all. Before we go further, hear this. You are not irrational. You are not childish. You are not too emotional about something that doesn't matter. Your brain is doing exactly what it was built to do. It's connecting, protecting, and searching for something it deeply needs. Sports obsession isn't a personality flaw. It's a psychological phenomenon that reveals something real and meaningful about who you are and what your mind needs to feel safe in the world. So, let's talk about what's actually happening inside you. The first thing to understand is what your brain sees when it watches a game. It doesn't see athletes. It doesn't see statistics or standings or salary contracts. Your brain sees a tribe. Humans evolved over hundreds of thousands of years in small groups. Survival meant belonging. If your tribe lost to weather, to predators, to rival groups, you were in danger. Your nervous system learned to treat the fate of the group as the fate of the self. That wiring never left. It just found new shapes. When you watch your team take the field, your brain activates the same ancient circuitry that once monitored the survival of your people. The tension you feel isn't entertainment. It's a biological response to something your mind interprets as deeply, personally significant. You don't choose this. You feel it because your brain was built to feel it. There's a concept in social psychology called BIRGing, basking in reflected glory. Researchers discovered something fascinating about sports fans after a win. People started using the word we, not they won, we won. That shift in language isn't accidental. It reveals exactly where the team lives in the psychology of the fan, not out there on a field somewhere, but inside the self. When they win, something in you wins. When they lose, something in you mourns. fMRI studies show that when your favorite team scores, your brain's reward centers activate the same dopamine pathways that light up when something good happens to you directly. Your brain genuinely cannot fully distinguish between their victory and yours. This is why a loss can ruin your whole day. Because to your nervous system, it wasn't just a loss, it was your loss. And understanding that changes everything. But here's the part nobody tells you. Sports obsession is one of the most sophisticated emotional regulation tools your mind has ever found. Think about what life actually feels like. Uncertainty everywhere, work pressure, relationship complexity, the constant low hum of things you can't control. Your mind is always managing more than it shows. And then you sit down to watch a game. For those hours, there is a clear structure, rules, boundaries, a beginning and an end, clear heroes and clear opponents, and most importantly, a resolution. Whatever happens, the game ends. You get an answer. That clarity is like oxygen to a mind that spends most of its day in ambiguity. Sports give your nervous system something it desperately needs, a safe container for emotion. You can scream, you can grieve, you can celebrate without restraint. The context gives you permission your everyday life often doesn't. It becomes an anchor, a familiar room your nervous system knows how to move through, a place where the rules are clear and the feelings are allowed. And this is where it gets interesting. The more chaotic your life feels, the more powerful that anchor becomes. Research on stress and ritual behavior shows that people reach for structured, predictable activities when their sense of control is low. The game becomes the thing you can rely on. The season gives your year a rhythm. Game day gives your week a shape. This isn't escape in the passive sense. It's active emotional management. Your mind found something that works, and it returns to it because it has to. Testosterone levels rise measurably when fans' teams win. Cortisol spikes during high-stakes moments. Your body is not watching. Your body is participating. And when it's over, there's a genuine hormonal shift relief, or grief, or elation that moves through you like weather. You don't watch sports. You experience them in your body, in real time. Now consider how this changes across your life. As a child, sports might have been how you bonded with a parent. Watching the game together wasn't really about the game. It was the only hour in the week when everything felt calm. When there was laughter, shared focus, no tension. The team became associated, deep in memory, with safety, with love. In adolescence, rooting for a team gave you identity when identity felt uncertain. It told you who you were, where you belonged, which table to sit at, which colors to wear. In adulthood, the same attachment shifts shape. Now it's ritual, community, something that pulls you back to a version of yourself you recognize, one that isn't tired or worried or overwhelmed. For 90 minutes, you're just a fan, just a person who belongs to something. The behavior looks the same on the outside, but what it means keeps evolving. It grows with you because it's not about the sport. It's about what the sport holds for you. And there's a shadow side worth naming honestly, because ignoring it wouldn't serve you. When identity becomes too fused with a team, a loss can feel catastrophic in ways that go beyond the game. Aggression, obsessive checking, rage at strangers online, these things happen when the self becomes so wrapped inside the team that any threat to the team reads as a threat to the self. This isn't a judgment, it's a signal. When the anchor starts to feel more like a life raft, when the result determines your worth, the nervous system is asking for something deeper than the game can give. The love of sports is not the problem. It never was. What the mind needs is simply to know that it belongs somewhere, even when the team loses. That identity survives the final whistle, that the person watching the game is still whole, whatever the score. But don't lose sight of what sports also do, what they genuinely, beautifully do. They create belonging at scale. Strangers becoming brothers in stands they'll never share again. Cities unified in something larger than politics or grief or difference. The collective exhale of 10,000 people breathing out at the same moment. Sports don't just divide people into tribes, they connect people across every other boundary that divides them. The fan sitting next to you might disagree with everything you believe about the world, but when that last-minute goal goes in, none of that exists. Just this, just now, just us. That kind of belonging is increasingly rare, and the brain recognizes how rare it is, and it holds on. This was never about the game. It was always about identity, about having something that says, I belong here. It was always about regulation, about giving your nervous system a place to put everything it carries. It was always about tribe, about the deep, ancient need to have people you rise and fall with. Your obsession isn't a flaw in your character. It's a map of your emotional needs. It shows you what your mind is looking for: community, predictability, passion, permission to feel. You're not broken for caring this much about something most people call trivial. You're not irrational for mourning a loss that wasn't technically yours. You're not childish for still lighting up the way you did the first time you ever watched your team win. You're a human being doing what human beings do, reaching for something that makes you feel less alone. Something that makes the chaos a little more bearable. Something that feels, even briefly, like home. You're not obsessed with sports. You're connected to something bigger than yourself. And the brain that built that connection, it was only ever trying to take care of you.